These people are innocent. Taking their lives will gain you nothing.
Is Thor going to die in Thor 5? Thor 5 could answer some major MCU questions if it wraps up the hero's story. George Miller is open to directing Thor 5, so what can we expect this time around? After Chris Hemsworth's candid confession about Love and Thunder to critics, Thor 5 is more important than ever. Well, here's everything we know about the upcoming movie. Let's start with what we know about Hemsworth's candid confession about Love and Thunder to critics. Thor 5 is a lot more important now that Chris Hemsworth opened up about Thor Love and Thunder, and the Marvel Cinematic Universe needs to find a way to make it happen. The MCU continues its expansion with the multiverse saga, which, even though it has had some exciting and important stories and adventures, has been quite messy and uneven, especially compared to the Infinity Saga. Unsurprisingly, the multiverse saga has had its failures both on the big screen and on TV, and among them is Thor's fourth solo adventure, Thor Love and Thunder. After leaving with the Guardians of the Galaxy at the end of Avengers Endgame, Thor got back into shape and became a Ravager in Thor Love and Thunder, but he parted ways with the Guardians after a distress signal from Sif about Gorr. During his mission to find and stop Gorr, Thor had a surprise reunion with Jane Foster, who was now wielding Mjolnir as the mighty Thor. Thor Love and Thunder didn't quite connect with the audience, but Hemsworth's comments on what went wrong with it make Thor 5 more important than ever. Chris Hemsworth blamed himself for Thor Love and Thunder. Chris Hemsworth is taking responsibility for Thor Love and Thunder's failure. He admitted that he got caught up in the improv and the wackiness and feels he became a parody of himself. Speaking to Vanity Fair, Hemsworth opened up about his thoughts on Thor Love and Thunder, and his words took the audience by surprise. He took the blame for the movie's flaws, admitting he got caught up in the improv and the wackiness and feels he became a parody of himself, adding that he didn't stick to the landing. Hemsworth also thinks he owes the audience another Thor movie after Love and Thunder, and opened up about how he felt playing Thor in his first MCU appearances, saying he felt the God of Thunder was the security guard of the Avengers. Thor has had a tough road in the MCU. He made his debut in 2011 in his first solo movie, and returned the following year in The Avengers, where he became an official member of the team. His second solo adventure, Thor: The Dark World, is considered among the worst MCU movies, and Thor started to become a forgettable character when he wasn't with the Avengers. In 2016, Taika Waititi took over the character in Thor Ragnarok, bringing humor to the God of Thunder and seizing Hemsworth's comedic skills, while also giving Thor a much more likable personality. This new Thor continued in Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame, and Waititi returned to direct Love and Thunder. The fourth Thor movie continued the comedic tone of Ragnarok, but couldn't match its quality and success, leading to a lot of criticism, and now Hemsworth is taking the blame for its flaws. It is still unclear if Thor will get a final solo movie, or if he will step away from the MCU in an Avengers movie like Captain America and Iron Man. Some speculate that Thor's last stand might be in Avengers Kang Dynasty, where he could die fighting Kang. While it would be a tragic end for Thor, he deserves a hero's death. Hemsworth's comments on a change of tone are also worth noting, which will come as good news to some fans. Taika Waititi's comedic approach gave Thor new life in the MCU, but the mixed reaction to Love and Thunder suggests that many feel it is worn thin. Mixing the new comedic Thor of Ragnarok and Love and Thunder with the darker tone of the earlier Thor movies could create a powerful finale. There are many installments scheduled for the MCU's Phases 5 and 6, but Thor 5 is not among them and hasn't yet been given a nod by Kevin Feige, Disney, or Marvel Studios. That doesn't mean a fifth Thor movie won't happen, though. There are still a few reserve dates without announced MCU movies. One could be Thor 5, or the heroic God of Thunder could get his final outing in Phase 7 sometime after Avengers Secret Wars. Love and Thunder hinted at some possible directions for the sequel to take. Thor is shown teaming up with his powerful new adoptive daughter, Love, to work together to protect those in need around the galaxy. The possible fight between Thor and Hercules is the only other storyline that's been teased, as Zeus told Hercules, his son, to remind the universe of the power of the gods, following his near-death experience at the hands of Thor. Then, there is also the possibility that Thor 5 centers around Thor reuniting with Loki. While MCU 616 Loki is dead, another version is currently holding together the multiverse as of the Loki Season 2 finale. Though Jane Foster is dead, it's possible that she could have a cameo in Thor 5. Valhalla was shown at the end of Thor Love and Thunder with Heimdall welcoming Jane, so if Thor dies, he may see her and others slain as Guardians. Depending on when Thor 5 arrives, it may have to deal with the arrival of Kang and the build-up to Avengers the Kang Dynasty and Avengers Secret Wars. If Thor 5 is part of Phase 6, it will inevitably feature plot points and story beats that tie into Kang the Conqueror's master plan and the impending multiversal incursion. If it arrives in Phase 7, however, then all bets are off in terms of how it will fit into the wider MCU. The final possibility is that Thor 5 could be the final movie in Phase 6, a tack-on addition to follow up on the spectacle of Secret Wars. As for what we know about the potential for George Miller to direct Thor 5, well, George Miller, the mastermind behind the iconic Mad Max franchise, is a name that rings loud in the film industry. After his work on Mad Max Fury Road and the upcoming Furiosa: A Mad Max Saga, Miller has recently teamed up with Chris Hemsworth, who plays the villain in the new Mad Max film. This collaboration has sparked interest in whether Miller might bring his visionary touch to the MCU. In a recent chat with comicbook.com, Miller expressed his enthusiasm for working with Hemsworth again, even hinting at a potential Thor 5. He praised Hemsworth as a wonderful actor with a full range of skills and showed openness to directing the next installment in Thor Saga. Given Miller's comic book movie experience, he was once set to direct the now canceled DC film Justice League Immortal. He might just be the right person to take the reins from Taika Waititi and bring a fresh direction to the franchise. Additionally, the idea of adapting the War of the Realms storyline could be a game-changer for Thor 5. This Marvel Comics event centers on Thor and involves a grand universe-spanning conflict. With Malekith, the main antagonist from Thor: The Dark World, making a comeback, this storyline could offer a chance to rectify past MCU missteps and deliver a fitting climax to Thor's journey. Miller's experience with high-octane, action-packed narratives would align perfectly with the War of the Realms epic, making him an ideal choice for this potentially pivotal film. What do you think of George Miller possibly directing Thor 5? How would you feel about the War of the Realms storyline bringing us a grand ending to Thor's MCU journey? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And that's that for today's video. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next one. Your suggestions for future videos are always welcome in the comments below.